this is a very serious farmer because of course 3,500 trees, they are quite a, so it's a good number for a serious farmer who wants to go commercial. Every time you plant our apples, please always ensure that you trim anything that grows below the grafted area. For instance, Mr. Moses here failed to trim this one. You can see it's a fruit, but a very funny kind of a fruit. This is not what you require.
Birds also like the fruits because they are crunchy in nature. Crunchy. One plant has at most 100 plus.
Mr. Amos, I hope you can see the results of doing the bedding. Yeah, the bedding of the branches. You can see how bushy it is. Hello, once again, this is my Naipo Farmer. We are still doing follow-ups on our clients' lands. We are now in Juja constituency, not very much far away from Jquat. Here on this farm we did 3,500 plants, yeah. And this is a very serious farmer because of course 3,500 trees, they are quite a, so it's a good number for a serious farmer who wants to go commercial. Today we are going to be joined by Mr. Amos, who is the owner of this farm. Tell us maybe some of the challenges he has been facing. So far so good, Mr. Amos.
Yeah.
Kurusana, thank you so much for joining us and welcoming us on your farm. So far so good, the progress. Tell us the updates on your apples and maybe some of the challenges you've been facing here.
I'll start by thanking you for having revisited the farm again. Okay, of course you do very often, but I think it's very important for you to come very often and in a continuous state so that actually we can share the ideas, where I'm going wrong, where I'm getting things right, and sometimes maybe I overdo things. But I'm very grateful that right now, as you can see, the plants are a bit greenier. Though the challenges I'm facing is that now that the farm itself is quite fertile, we've applied much of manure. So during that season where we've experiencing some rainfall throughout the day, night. So the challenge was sometimes you find it difficult to operate, and especially with the soil, a bit sticky when it rains. Another thing is the challenge I was want to address, and that you tell me which kind of maybe chemicals I would apply, especially during the last time we shared, and it was boron and it was a dormancy breaker with the calcium, boron, and which element? There were three.
Okay, we have boron, we have zinc,
and carbon. Carbon, that one. Okay. We applied. Actually, the flowering was that immense, but now, unfortunately, we lost the flowers through heavy rains. Okay. So I also came to realize that during flowering, it also requires that period of cut off. The rain should cut off for the flowers to be a bit compatible. That's when it returns. Okay. But now you see that is like a fate. We can't control that. Okay. So now the region as well, around here, you can see right now is a bit greenier. But we thank God. This time around there was rainfall throughout the year. Up to now, the place didn't go to the extremes. That is maybe so dry, and you're now forced to water the plant very frequent. Okay. At some point, I also got a challenge over down there, near the stream. Okay. There was a bit of flooding. Okay. And I came to realize that them apples are a bit resilient. They did dry off because of the water logging and what have you. Another challenge I've experienced is the birds, especially the mouse bird. You can see it over there passing just.
Interfering with flowers and fruits?
Not really flowers. It's good at timing, and it knows which fruit is about to ripe, which one is not. So that crisis suffered most on the other side, especially on the flanks. Now that we operate around here, in most cases, so they don't tend to attack from just nearby there, like where we can access easily. They attack from the sides, especially to the sidelines, those side and the other far end. So that is something. Okay, we were trying to look for a method on how we can control them, because spraying can't work for us. They are not insects. We had to come up with a decision that we had to set up some scarecrow, so that we scare them off.
How effective was it? How effective was it?
Because we only realized that they were destroying them. Initially, we thought maybe it's a certain pest or mouse. So we came to realize a bit late, and that's when now we had to come. In case next time they flower, we have to keep them off completely, so that actually we attain maximum production and harvest. Especially now that we are timing, the season should be somewhere September, around there. That's when we experience like massive flowering, all over, like all over. The plants themselves tend to flower at that particular time. Another challenge, and of which these things they do go hand in hand. I was glad during flowering that I could benefit twice, so it was like a mutual thing. The bees were all over. So pollinating, and sometimes I find myself at crossroads, so I want to kill the weeds, because the weeds do bring out some flowers, and again I have the bees around. So
I can see you have quite a number of beehives.
Yeah,
and in fact there's so much help in pollinating.
Yeah, pollinating. So that's initially there was such an advice. So it was a recommendation. We go for it so that we balance the ecosystem. Then there was this idea of gapping. Initially, when we planted them, they were around 3,000.
They were 3,600.
Initially, they were 3,000. Now we added the 600. Them ones for pollinators, the Dosat Gold. So by then, quite a number survived, but we lost some through these ants, the white termites. Yeah. So they were eating very frequent, because the plant itself is sweet in nature. So it was attacked. There was this crisis of the cricket. It has gone down because of the frequent. You see, that would happen because every time we would water the plant, so the cricket is prone to areas where there's dampness. So when they found out that there are no greener plants all around, or green grasses, so that they can graze on, they find it easier to attack the base of the plant. And that's why in our initial episodes, we had to get to a place where you would see the base of the plant were attacked. In most cases, the stalk, not really the leafy part, but the stalk, the base. They were really attacked, especially at the lower side and this other bit here.
When was the last time did you apply manure on your trees?
Manure I've applied at February. So now that we've experienced some heavy rains, I believe that the nutrients have seeped through, and even if the plant has absorbed some, we need to again come up on a strategy on how we will again make the bases, just like you had recommended last time out, that we create a basin-like hole, like at the base of the plant, so that we apply the manure, and when it rains, it seeps through.
What change did you notice after doing so?
You see, the plant initially they were having the hard leaves, and posing some greenier characteristics. So when we applied, there were some changes, like all over the farm they were green, and even if you can look around, much of them are green, much of them are green, and that can tell you that at least there is that application of manure, not that very frequent, because we said maybe after 3 months we're gonna again do it so that it looks like a routine. So we make the soils nutritive for the plants.
There's something else, Mr. Moses, that I would like to demonstrate here that I have noted an anomaly on your entry. Every time you plant our apples, please always ensure that you trim anything that grows below the grafted area. For instance, Mr. Moses here failed to trim this one. You can see it's a fruit, but a very funny kind of a fruit, Mr. Moses.
Yeah.
And this one, I know, to some extent can excite some farmers, but this is not what you require. You require from the grafted area moving upwards. So basically, this one you're supposed to, of course, trim it because you don't need it. You don't need this one. It is an apple, yes, but now of a different, this is now an indigenous common apple, and this is what we commonly now use as the rootstock. You should just, in fact, even start moving around your trees and checking whether there is anything that has sprouted below the grafted area, because of course they tend to smoother the required area from the scion moving upwards.
Even I think this one, the whole of it.
I think even this one, true?
Yeah.
True. Even this one. I know the trees are many, you'll have a lot of work to do the trimming.
Yeah.
Because you don't need this one. Yes, it's an apple, but you need from the grafted area moving upwards. Have you done that?
Yeah, I've gone around, but it's so unfortunate that some pretend, you see, you can't be that accurate, but we try very often that in case you find out such a scenario, you can cut it off so that you control, because at the end of it, it can suppress the growth of the apple itself, the one we are supposed to allow it shoot.
And by the way, how many times have you picked some fruits on your land? How often?
Harvesting or?
Yeah, harvesting.
Harvesting, we've not done it that.
Because the trees, I can see, they are not that tall.
Yeah.
They are still in their progressive stage.
Yeah. Okay. We've started harvesting. Okay. That was last year. Okay. Even we had to conduct some sale around, but it wasn't that massive. Yeah, it wasn't that massive. We managed to sell some, but most of them they were getting attacked by the birds, as I said in our last encounter. The most important bit is that birds also like the fruits because they are crunchy in nature, and when they are, especially the grain eaters, them ones that maybe deal with the flowers, they can't attack them.
I can see some of them have some flowers over there, some of them are flowering.
No, it's I also come to realize or discover that these plants, so if you have 3, definitely you might lack fruits for a period of time. But if you have like 100 or so in number,
that is good for us.
Yeah, you'll tend to have fruits like throughout the year. Like right now, if we move around here, we'll get some flowering, some have small tiny fruits that are yet to bulge into full grown up fruits. Like in most cases, this year we were so fortunate, there's rain throughout, so I didn't do much of watering, but I was to focus on pruning, so that at least it becomes a bit bushy and
bedding.
Yeah.
In fact, there is something that I want to. I don't know whether last time you bedded them, because of course even at this stage.
We did.
This is something that we have done in our previous videos, so it doesn't need a lot of elaborations.
Yeah.
Bedding like this, you need a peg, maybe a maybe a small peg, just a stick, maybe a string. You bury it like this. You have to tie it down here, like this, just for a few months, so that they can stop growing just upright without producing branches on the sides. And get this one like this.
Okay.
Maybe for quite some, maybe for a few months. Yeah. It should stay in that condition for maybe, let's say, 2-3 months. That now you can untie it. You see the side that is being burnt by the sun, is the one that now produces the branches. Then there's something that we also call tipping. This you need to do tipping.
Okay, do we do it very frequent? Because looking at it, I've done it for the first time and this was the bit.
I can see. Not necessarily. You see now, that time that you did it, it helped to produce, in producing these side branches. Of course, I know maybe at that time it was just growing upright, and I know that is the condition with even the rest, right?
Yeah. So with the time we have to tip it off, especially the lateral terminal, this one here.
True.
Okay.
That one. There's another challenge, Mr. Amos, that I have noted on your farm. You see this weed that is too much here on your land.
Yeah.
It attracts a lot of pests. So you should just maybe look for a way to get rid of these weeds.
I'll try my best, especially.
It harbors a lot of pests.
Yeah.
Pests and diseases. The cover crop, Mr. Amos, I can see you have pumpkins on your land. Have they helped you in minimizing the amount, the number of times?
I came up with the idea of pumpkin because necessarily I wanted to suppress the weeds, because sometimes it acts as the graft cover, and as well it retains the moisture content in the soil. So what I want to deal with in most cases is water, because of the plants themselves. So in the other, I think was it the first or the second visit, there were pumpkins all over. Right now, when you see around, move around, you can see there are few but still young. So we are trying to scrape off the weed as they also grow to cover the left areas, so that they suppress the weeds and allow, you see, the weeds do compete with the apples, but the pumpkins will remain at the base and suppress the grass and them other weeds.
There's something that we also call a minimum tillage. If you minimize the number of times that you till your land.
This one has 4, but I realized that one node has a minimum of 5 flowers.
Even 5 to 6 actually.
5 to 6.
But I can see some of them.
Because them ones compatible, at most per node you can maybe get 4. Imagine 4 per node, and like for example this plant here, we have how many nodes? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So within these, that's 1 feet.
Yes.
Though these ones are infested. This is something.
By it's true.
Yeah, this is something I have to check.
Okay.
Right here.
True.
These ones here. Have some all over here. Like one plant has at most 100 plus.
100 plus.
This is 100 plus. Because this is around 10. This is 5. Another 2 here. Another, is it 5 or 4? There is some here. Another one here.
They're actually more than 100 as well.
They also do a flower up to the lower side, provided there is accessibility of the sunlight and there is that sprouting of the nodes. So the moment they splash and everything now is springing to life.
I think I can see another one here. So that you can space out. You can space out the tree for air aeration and all that. So that for proper air circulation in between the branches.
We did branching to this one and this one over here.
Oh, this one I can see the bed. Can you see it's bushy, very bushy and very beautiful as compared to these other ones? Can you see the canopy and all that? Very much well spaced out. Mr. Amos, I hope you can see the results of doing the bedding. Yeah, the bedding of the branches. You can see how bushy it is. Doesn't grow much tall. You can see.
Yeah.
Because it has good air aeration, proper air circulation in between the branches, right? This one we bedded how many months ago?
It's like
3 months ago.
It was early January.
True.
Early January. Because some of the plants were flowering, but these ones were never showing some signs of flowering. So we decided to bend them so that there is penetration of the sunlight.
And the air circulation.
Yeah. So very fortunately it happened that it had to sprout from the exposed bit of the branches.
Okay.
So thereabout we came up with these branches. These are the branches that managed to grow. Yeah, on the these are sub branches from the initial branch. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you can see it is the same result with this one.
This one over here.
This one.
Though this one has some flowers, you can see a bit of it.
So if you can be in a position, I know it is going to be very much labor intensive for you to bed all these trees, but please do it. Just find time. If you can be bedding or even look for people to do it. You can be doing 100 per day.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
I'll try check on that.
At the end of it all, of course, you're going to be done, huh?
Yeah.
Bit by bit. So thank you so much, Mr. Amos, for welcoming us on your land.
Thank you too.
We're very much happy. That is Mr. Amos, the owner and the manager of this farm. As it has always been the case, we are going to hold your hand the moment you plant our apples. That will not be the end of it all. We shall always do a follow-up, always make a call us, tell us the progress of your trees. If it means even visiting your farm, we shall always be at your disposal to ensure that we hold your hand, to ensure that your fruit and your trees will not disappoint you, to ensure that everything that you are doing you will get nothing but the very best. I'm a Farmer. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Thank you.